Hey guys, welcome back. So it's cold here in Sweden, but I'm cramped up in the garage as usual, doing my thing with the Mini. It's been a while since I posted another video. It's actually been some time before I recorded something, but don't you worry, I've been working hard. And I have some exciting news as well, because in 10 weeks I might have the opportunity to exhibit this car on the Scandinavian's largest fair for electric vehicles. So that's super exciting. But it's tight, I mean 10 weeks, I need to get this thing rolling before then, I think. So let me show you what I've been doing since last time. So let's start in the front here, and as you may see, not much has been done here. The subframe is still mounted temporarily, as I did several months ago now. But I have worked a little bit. For example, I have shortened the cables between the resolver and the inverter, so now they fit snugly, quite nice. I've also inverted this cable glands here so it doesn't pop up so much, so it will interfere here with the bonnet once closed. Another thing is that I now have a plan for the water piping, and I also installed the water pump here. I'm not sure about this water pump. It's really small. I wouldn't say it's for automotive applications, but I will start with this one because it might be enough. So you can see I made this small little bracket here from the brake canister all the way down to fit this one. So you will have the radiator here, and at the bottom of that one you have the outlet. So underneath this battery box you will have one cooling pipe going up there, and then it will bend and go 90 degrees up in this little slot here and then into the pump. And from the pump you will have the outlet of the pump going into the inlet of the inverter here. And on the other side of the inverter you have the outlet, and this hose here will extend downwards and all the way back underneath the vehicle to the OBC and DC-DC, which is mounted over there. And from the OBC and DC-DC you will have the return pipe going all the way under and popping up somewhere here where it will connect to the electric motor inlet and outlet, or vice versa, I don't really know. And then it will go to the radiator again. So that's the water circuit that you have in the Mini, or in this Mini at least. So while we are here at the front, let's talk a little bit about the brake system. Originally this car had a one-line brake system with drum brakes in the front and in the rear. But now, in order to make this car legal, I need to improve the brakes. So, as you already are aware, I have exchanged the front to discs from the original drums. And I will also be converting to a two-line system. So you will have one line for the front, and you will have one line for the rear. And the master cylinder there actually has two different diameters as well for the different circuits. The most dramatic changes have been happening back here in the trunk. In the last video I had made no effort here at all, so it was just the original trunk. But now I have installed all the modules back here. I have a place for all of them. Some of them are actually mounted pretty much permanently now. And you can also see I mounted the OBC here as well. And the OBC has gotten this quite nice black side here as well. You can see this little sticker there as well. So yeah, let's walk you through all the details here. So in the back here you have the water pipes coming up. And you can see I have this I don't know what you call it, but anyhow, I mean, this will be a high point, so you need to be able to bleed out the air of the system. So that's the idea with that one. Up here you will have a connection box for some low voltage wiring, quite a lot of things there, and the big hole there, that's where the charging inlet will be. and that is where the fuel used to come into the vehicle as well. It will look something like that once out driving. In the front of, in the rear of the OBC, you have the outlet for the 12-volt charging. The DC-DC outputs about 1800 watts, so you have a bit thicker 12-volt wiring there. And there you have the DC connection as well, the high voltage connections, and also some low voltage wiring. And for 12 volt you have a good earth connection here. But all these 3 cables here are just lying here for now, so they will need to be routed to the front quite soon. But let's talk about the battery pack here. So it fits quite snugly inside the subframe there. So in some places it's quite a tight fit actually. And you can see I have one of the high voltage wires connected already, going into the Midpack in the saloon. So in the trunk here, you can see the battery box extends all the way to the front wall here, which is the backrest of the sofa basically. And it extends as far as it can to the left, and it extends as far as it can to the right here as well, underneath there. And pretty much as far as it can to the back here as well. So that left me with enough room for 2 large modules, one here, one underneath there, and 2 small modules here and there. All the incoming wires comes in between these modules here. And on top here you have a custom-made frame. That's what you see in the black here. It connects to the chassis in several points to carry the load of the upper level of the batteries. And what you will have here is 1, 2, and a small one, and then 1, 2 more large modules. So the modules in the rear here is actually installed permanently now. So you have the high voltage connections done, you have the low voltage connections done, the balancing leads all connected. And that brings me to what I need to do in the future here, because now I need to start with wiring, a lot of wiring back here, but also starting with the front, because I've focused on the back for quite some time, and now the front subframe needs to be mounted. I say permanently, but of course it's not permanently, but I need to be able to connect the high voltage and low voltage wiring to the components in the front subframe. So next step is to remove the subframe again here in the front and do something about this awfully looking torpedo wall here and everything around it. A few weeks ago I had a representative here from the organization that helps out with making these kind of rebuilds legal in Sweden. So what they do is basically holding your hand throughout the process of making this car legal. What it means in practice is that they will come here, as they did a few weeks ago, and inspect every part of this rebuild. The nuts and bolts used, the wiring colors used maybe, how you have done with the high voltage wiring, your welds, how you have fastened the electric motor to the frame, and so on. What you then do once you're done with your build is that you can contact them again, and you go to their location and they will thoroughly inspect the end results. And if they are satisfied, they will make a recommendation to the legal authorities to approve this car. But the good news is that they went here a few weeks ago and they pretty much approved everything. So I'm on the right track. And today I got an email saying that I'm welcome to attend the largest electric car fair in Scandinavia with this car in 10 weeks time. And it's here in Stockholm, e-car expo. So that's really a carrot for me to continue building this one. Because I mean, if I want to exhibit this vehicle, it needs to be in good shape. definitely. The best thing would be if I can just by its own engine roll it into that fair. And of course, I mean, I need to polish everything so it looks really neat. So I might as well show you the inside here as well. You pretty much seen the overall layout here. What has changed is that a lot of high voltage wiring has been done here as well. So you have some connections. I think these batteries is about 70 volt right now, so it's pretty much lethal. You have the current sensor mounted here as well. And you also have some low voltage wiring coming in here. So I think the next step is to connect these wires. These will plug into the masters here for communication and power. But before the fair, I reckon I need to, or I want to, make the enclosures for the batteries here, both on the floor but on the sides here as well. So that sums it up for this week. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you would like me to show you more about this build, any details you want me to dig into or so. I reckon there are some areas which I've only touched upon so far, and one of them is my custom built VCU, vehicle control unit, the design of the PCB, the coding of that one, but also the functionality I plan to have in that unit. That's something I've been planning to do a video about, so let me know if you're interested in that. Otherwise, thank you for watching this time, and see you around for next time.